where this is sounding more and more like another war, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not going to foretell another war at this stage. Certainly the violence in and around the Gaza Strip has been escalated. It would take another few steps for a repetition of Operation Cast Lead, which we saw 4 years ago. But certainly Israel doesn't do these kind of operations against such senior figures very often. Back in 2004, they assassinated the founder of Hamas, Sheikh Ahmed Yassin. I was in Gaza at the time. They also assassinated his successor, Sheikh Abdelaziz Rantizi. But the last time we saw something like this was about 4 years ago. So this is a very deliberate action by Israel. They must know the possible and probable consequences of such an action. Israel, of course, as you heard there, says this has come in response to the firing of hundreds of rockets from Gaza over the weekend. But the point that my colleague John Donison made earlier was that Hamas itself, which runs Gaza, has largely been inactive, although many other militant groups in Gaza have fired rockets, and Hamas itself is also responsible for firing rockets. It hasn't historically done as much as the other organizations. So by targeting Hamas specifically, which Israel sees as being responsible for everything that happens in the Gaza Strip, this is quite a big decision.
A Fox News alert: Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas is reportedly now calling for an emergency meeting of the Arab League after today's airstrikes by Israel into Gaza. These strikes hitting Hamas targets all across the region, killing one of the group's top military commanders. And now an Israeli military spokesman is predicting days of fighting with the Palestinians. Leland Vittert is live in Ashkelon, Israel, near the border with Gaza. What's going on, Leland?
And right now, according to the Hamas militant organization, they, quote, have opened the gates of hell. There has been a declaration of war, they say, by the Israelis. By this airstrike, the Israelis providing video of the moments they killed Ahmed Jabari. He was the leader of the Hamas militant wing. Many here in Israel are comparing Israel's assassination of him to the United States assassinating Osama bin Laden in that operation. Right now, the Israelis, they say, have launched Operation Cloud of Pillar, which is a targeted assassination operation of a number of Hamas militants, members of Islamic Jihad, and also going after their warehouses, which have a number of mass weapons storage facilities. As we are here talking right now, there are dozens of airstrikes going on over the Gaza Strip, large fireballs coming up from inside Gaza, and they say Cloud of Pillar is going to go on for a number of days. This began about a week ago as the militants inside Gaza launched about 160 rockets towards southern Israel. There's about 800,000 people then who have to take shelter inside all sorts of bomb shelters in their house, also out in the street. It has completely stopped life here in southern Israel, and this is Israel's response, which they say will go on for a number of days. It was about 4 years ago to the day that Israel launched Operation Cast Lead, where they went into Gaza with ground troops and tanks. And right now the Israelis are saying their ground forces, including Merkava tanks, and then also infantry soldiers, are on standby to once again launch an operation into Gaza. Here in southern Israel, school has been canceled for tomorrow, as have a number of other things, including work, any type of wedding, any type of gathering, just because of how scared everyone is of this possible Hamas retaliation, which Hamas says could begin at any moment. Rick, back to you.
Leland Vittert on the ground in southern Israel. Leland, thanks.